Tomorrow, 2. That's the daytime high. Lake effect snow is also setting up, so Emily, you take the story from here.
Thank you so much, Rachel. We're talking about this lake effect snow developing, and it's going to be a multi-day event. We have got some serious squalls hitting parts of southern Ontario, but where you are is really going to impact how much snow you see. We are going to be seeing these winds go from more of a westerly direction to more of a west-southwesterly direction. North of Parry Sound has the potential to see some fairly decent squalls firing up. We are going to be seeing the potential for squalls in through the Niagara region. It's really going to depend on the squall line oscillating. Now, through Wednesday, it's going to be more so down towards the south, but Thursday is where we're going to be focusing mainly on the ones to the north. We've got variable winds giving us that multi-day squall impact, and that is going to last right throughout the day on Friday. So if you do have travel plans, keep this in mind, especially up towards cottage country. Have you put your snow tires on yet? You probably should if you're just still thinking about it. Here's that trough that's really just going to amplify those squalls. And then we've got a brand new low kind of developing off of that fading low that's tracking to the east. This one has the potential to bring us some widespread light snow over the weekend throughout southern Ontario. Coming up in Force of Nature, we take you to Australia, where heavy rain continues to be an issue. That's next. Hi there, thanks so much for joining us here on the Weather Network. Emily Vukovic and Rachel Schutzen with you. Lots going on to talk about. Of course, we've got the wind, we've got the rain, we've got colder air bringing in some squalls throughout the week this week. And Rachel, hashtag winterize a celebrity. What's up with that? I have no idea what that is. What is that?
Okay, so this was trending on the Weather Network's Twitter account yesterday, and Emily, honestly, I went to bed late last night because I was stuck reading all of these. They are so funny. So an example of winterizing a celebrity is Mark Squallberg.
Okay, all right, I get it now.
And you know what? I found so many of these great tweets online last night. How about Snowbama?
Snowbama, that's amazing.
And then what about this one?
Enormous heating Bill Clinton.
Enormous heating Bill Clinton. Honestly, all of our viewers, everybody on Twitter was so creative with these. I love them.
Oh, this is my favorite Olivia Newton-Longtons. That's my favorite, hands down.
And Kate Bundled Upton. These are really good. You guys put in some good thought into these. And then this one. What about this one? This is our last one.
Oh,
just Flake. That's it. If you want to winterize a celebrity, all you have to do is connect with us. Use that hashtag, and there I am, Emily, as well. Isn't that good?
Amazing.
You know what? It makes me like winter a little bit more.
It makes it a little bit more enjoyable, right? When you can laugh about some things like that. But we do have to talk about what is actually happening. We're winterizing ourselves here throughout southern Ontario. Huge dip in the jet stream. Look at this area of low pressure. These lines, they're called isobars. The closer they are together, the windier our conditions are. And we are feeling those gusts this morning, Rachel.
Yeah, fighting the wind behind the wheel a little bit. Be cautious on the Burlington Skyway this morning. The rain is coming down, the wind paired with it. We have about 5 millimeters left to go. And then it's the colder air that will be moving in. The Arctic influence. And this is going to set us up for some snow.
Absolutely. We've got lake effect. The winds, they're shifting to more of a west-southwesterly flow. So coming off of Huron, Georgian Bay, temperatures dropping significantly. Of course, today we're going to be flirting with double digits. By tomorrow, we're looking at low single, even into the minus single digits.
And we start off tomorrow morning at -2 in Toronto. So that is going to be a big change for us. And when we look at this snow here, this is courtesy of lake effect. So it's interesting because we are having more of that westerly flow, essentially that colder air over Lake Ontario. This could be a key zone for even up to 10 centimeters.
Well, we do have some squall warnings in place for the Niagara region. So up to 15 centimeters, certainly going to be a potential. So I'm just going to cover that up for now. 5 to 15 centimeters, quite likely in between kind of Barrie and Parry Sound. That's an area that could certainly see more in terms of the winds.
And I want to show you too, as we go into the weekend, the cold air still staying with us. 0 the daytime high for Toronto on Saturday, and then Sunday -1, -3 in Newmarket. So we've got some snow and some cold in our backyard.
It's about to put on my snow tires then.
It is time.
All right.
Do it, Emily. Do it. We'll take a look at Force of Nature when we come back. That's coming up just after your local forecast.
Well, with those falling temperatures, we have the potential to see some pretty good squalls setting up. We are going to be dealing with a multi-day squall event for southern Ontario. Some of these squalls are going to be more intense than others. We do have those winds coming in from more of a west-southwesterly direction. We are going to continue to see these bands develop off of Huron, Georgian Bay, down towards Lake Erie as well. The Niagara region could certainly be seeing a fairly decent amount of snow depending on this band. If it just tracks its way a little bit further north, we could be seeing up to 15 centimeters. If it stays towards the south, we're looking at closer to 5 centimeters. Up the shores of Huron and Georgian Bay, it looks as though the worst squall line is going to stay north of Barrie, in and around the Parry Sound area. But again, because these squalls have the potential to move with the winds, some areas could be seeing more than others. Now, we do have this trough in place. This is going to be moving out. This is just kind of the tail end of that passing low, bringing us all the rain. New low moving in for the weekend, and this one has the potential to bring us some widespread light snow throughout southern Ontario. Temperatures, they are going to remain very winter-like come Saturday. We're only going to be seeing a daytime high of 0 through the city of Toronto. Newmarket -1. Barrie seeing some light snow at -1 as well.
Hey, it's great to have you along with us this morning. Right now, 7:06 a.m. Rachel Schutz and Emily Vukovic with you. Grab an extra cup of McCafe today because you are dealing with rain and windy conditions out there.
Not sure what happened to us there, but here we are.
It just flew away. It's windy. That was the wind.
We got a new set. Do you like it? All right, let's take a look now what's trending online.
Kelly, thanks for that. And let's get into our weather story right now. 8 degrees in Toronto.
All right, it's already dropped. It was 9 when we first got here, so temperatures continuing to drop throughout the day today.
And it's all because of this. This system is coming in, brought in the mild conditions yesterday, the windy conditions through the overnight, the rain, and now the cool air is moving in. So, Emily, by the time we look at about lunchtime, this rain actually should be out of here.
Yeah, and then temperatures are going to be plummeting. So this...
I know. I don't like that 11. I know. I don't like that 11 on there either.
Because it was 11, I mean, it was 9 degrees last night at about midnight. And then temperatures stayed mild through the overnight. But then this is what's going to be happening. So we're going to be dropping significantly, all because of our wind shift and that Arctic air literally filtering right in from the Arctic.
The Arctic. Modified Arctic air. You know, we're not getting it as bad as a place like Winnipeg,
No.
-12 the daytime high today. But the cold air is coming in, and we will be looking at a little bit of this. Have a look at some of the snow that we have been seeing across our province. Julie sent in this one. This is Schumacher, Ontario, just outside of Timmins. It looks pretty, doesn't it?
It sure does. There's something always very like romantic and lovely about the first snowfall when it's those big white flakes. And you're sitting inside and the fire's raging and you're in a movie.
I know.
And it's awesome.
And then you go to reality and you have to get the kids ready for school and you have to put on your boots. You know what I hate so much about winter?
What?
Is the boots with the insoles, and you take off the boot, but the insole stays on your foot, and then you have to jam it all back in there. I hate that, and I think about doing that this week, and I'm like, winter.
Wait till you have some kids, Rachel.
Yeah,
Snowsuits
seriously.
will have a whole new meaning for you.
-2 as we start off Wednesday morning. As we go into the afternoon, it is going to be a cold day. Cold on Wednesday, cold throughout the week.
All right, a couple of traffic shots, Rachel. I know we're seeing some holdups, those good old morning delays. All right, our question of the day. What part of this week would you rather do without? We asked you about snow squalls. We asked you about below freezing temperatures. We said you tell us. Let us know what you think about this week's weather. Some of the responses that you've given us on Twitter are amazing. Chris said temperature yo-yo. Pick a season and stick with it. I hear you, Chris. I'm ready for winter and sticking with the same coat for a few months. Yeah. You don't love having every kind of coat in your wardrobe immediately. Snow squalls for sure. And don't forget the wind. Why is it always extremely windy in southern Ontario? Always squalls and wind. Hate it so much. Tell us how you really feel. All right, Trav said, people whining about the cold and snow. Welcome to Canada. It's a great response. And Tom, as long as there's not any freezing rain, I'm okay. Tom, I'm with you. We would love to hear from you. Send us your response on Twitter.
Now that rain that's in southern Ontario and Quebec, it will be making its way into the Maritimes overnight tonight into tomorrow, 10 to 25 millimeters.
And windy conditions as well. And Kelly, thanks for that. We want to talk about the cold that's moving in. And what you're looking at here, this pink line that's waving across the screen, that's the freezing line, and it is going down.
That's the beginning of the end, really.
It is.
It is going to get much cooler this week. We're going to be seeing our warmest temperature of the week. We actually already have seen it. Our temperatures have started to drop throughout the day today. So we're looking at temperatures hovering around -2 for tomorrow morning behind that cold front for the city of Toronto. Barrie -3. We've got snow squalls to contend with. Winter, ta-da, has arrived.
It has arrived. And you know, the system that we're dealing with today, it's really the system that's changing everything. Brings us rain through the morning, clearing through the afternoon, those temperatures down, and then winter behind it. So 2 in Toronto. That's a daytime high tomorrow. 0 in Newmarket. So the type of day that really makes you think, okay, maybe I will put on that big parka.
Yeah, it's time to transition your fall jacket to your winter jacket in your closet. Some areas throughout the province have already been dealing with snow, and it almost looks a little bit more winter wonderland-like through parts of northern Ontario. With the snow coming down, you know, Rachel, I think there's something really romantic about just those big white fluffy snowflakes.
Yeah, let's take a look at those big white fluffy snowflakes. This is just outside of Timmins here. You can see Julie sent this one into the Weather Network, and you know, when we start to see snow this week with the lake effect snow that will be moving in, we would love if you could connect with us as well and send us some of your snowy videos, whether you love it or not. We still want to see it, okay?
Yeah.
Now let's talk about
Join
that
in the
lake
fun.
effect snow.
All right, we've got these bands that are going to be coming off of Huron and Georgian Bay. This band coming off of Erie. This one's actually prompted a snow squall warning for parts of the Niagara region. Up to 15 centimeters is certainly going to be possible. We are going to be seeing that heavier snow cause blowing snow, drifting snow, poor visibility on the roadways. So this is going to be a multi-day event for Wednesday, Thursday, even into Friday.
And I think the key here is a lot of the time when we say southwesterly winds, people think, oh good, that's a warm-up. Not in this case. The air mass that is with us is cold. So even with a southwesterly wind, we still remain cold. It's the squalls now that are going to be targeting different regions.
Yeah. All right. Coming up, we've got lots to talk about. Check this out. All right, time now to check out the hottest stories and videos online. This first one that's trending, the world's greatest sun halo. These skiers certainly got a look of a lifetime when they were hitting the slopes in Sweden. A 22-degree halo around the sun. How neat would that be to check out live? Rising over Los Angeles. Amazing. Not only did this happen over Los Angeles, but right across North America, a lot of people got some beautiful pictures and videos. You can check out more of those online because we have them. And last but not least, you need to check out this article by one of our in-house meteorologists, Scott Sutherland. Ontario is doubling down on its ethanol content in gasoline, increasing it from 5% to 10% by 2020.